A high school implements a new experiment where random male and female students will be paired together for a mock marriage. This has made every student nervous, but Jiro doesn't really care for all that because he's a gamer dude. He'd rather shake his rod to animated girls. Jiro is often arguing with a popular girl named Akari. Akari is your typical mean girl, the Regina George type. Akari actually has a crush on the tall, handsome, and soft-spoken guy named Minami. Jiro has a childhood friend named Shiori. You know the rules of anime, and so do I. Yes, Jiro has a crush on Shiori. Later, the teacher explains the new curriculum. Random pairs will be put in a fully furnished dorm where they will live together. They will have separate bedrooms with fingerprint sensors. Every month, the best performing top 10 couples will get to rotate. Jiro hopes to get paired with Shiori, but with his bad luck, he gets Akari. Akari is also frustrated because she wants Minami. The two immediately get into an argument. Suddenly, a counter on the wall goes from 0 to -3. Since both of them want to change, they must become really good partners with each other and get into the top 10. They have 1 month to do that. Jiro is cautious, but Akari quickly becomes flirtatious until their numbers goes up to -3. Later, Jiro sees Shiori and Minami walking together. Turns out these two got paired with each other. Since he's up against a cool and popular guy like Minami, he becomes a little depressed. Akari suggests that they behave like a proper couple so that they can both get their happy endings. Akari says that he should give her a kiss. She keeps taunting him, calling him a virgin, so Jiro grabs her and kisses her. They're both shocked and they blush. The counter goes up to 0. A week passes. Shiori and Minami are getting along well, and that makes Jiro even sadder. One day, Shiori sits with him because it's raining, and neither of them has an umbrella. She sees a bug and quickly grabs him. Jiro goes red. Just then, Minami comes with an umbrella and takes Shiori. Akari sees this, so she also comes to pick up Jiro with her umbrella. On the way, she scolds Jiro for not taking Shiori somewhere else private. She asks him not to give up for both their sakes. They share a cute moment. Back home, she cooks rice for him and makes a ketchup heart. Then he feeds her and ends up super close to her, almost kissing. Later, they're changing into new pajamas, but the lights go out suddenly. Akari gets scared and grabs him, and he's shocked to see how beautiful she is. Then they light up a flameless candle, which really sets the mood for some honka-honka. But they don't do it, because high school kids and all. Sometime later, the rankings come out. Jiro and Akari did well, getting up to the 13th rank, but Shiori and Minami are down below in the 71st rank. Jiro gets sad because all this for nothing if Shiori doesn't get up to the top 10 ranks. One day, Jiro catches a cold while Akari is out with her friends. Shiori comes to check on him. She reveals that it was Akari who asked her to take care of Jiro. She talks about when they were in middle school. Jiro was about to confess his feelings for her, but she moved to another school before he could confess. They talk about the rankings and how Shiori is struggling because she's not used to interacting with other boys. She says it would have been better if he had been paired with her. Jiro grabs her hand and says she can do it and get a high rank. Later, when Jiro's sleeping, Shiori leans in to kiss him. Looks like she loves him too, guys. But she stops, because it would not be right as they're not paired. Back when Jiro has wanted to confess, Shiori also wanted to confess her feelings to Jiro, but he had left because of some urgent work. That night, Jiro talks to Akari, promising to do his best so that she can get together with Minami. But Akari surprisingly becomes a little upset. Maybe she started developing feelings for Jiro? One day, Akari makes a bento lunch for Minami, but just then, Shiori arrives with some apple pies for them. Akari sees how beautiful they are, so she does not take her own lunch to Minami. Instead, she gets discouraged. So Jiro tries to cheer her up by telling her all her good points, including how great her body is. So she gets on top of him and asks if he's ever thought of clapping her. Then she starts pulling her blouse down. But Jiro stops her, saying that this is something to be done with someone you love. Akari also agrees and suggests they stop this mock marriage thing. Their points start decreasing gradually. They drop to 75th place. While this is happening, Shiori and Minami's points increase until they reach the top 10. Shiori is sad and asks Jiro why their points dropped. Jiro says that he had a misunderstanding with Akari, so Shiori asks him to have a talk with her and solve things. Jiro tells Akari that he had to stop her earlier because he wanted to treat her with more care, instead of doing things in the heat of the moment. He asks her to work things out again. This melts Akari's heart and she accepts. Meanwhile, Jiro and Akari also find out that Minami and Shiori won't be changing partners. Jiro gets depressed and starts seeing Minami as this strong and charismatic hero and himself as a weak peasant. One day, Akari's doing some cleaning and a box almost falls on her. Minami sees this and saves her in the most dramatic way, by covering her. Akari also asks him if he'll stay with Shiori, to which he replies, yes, if Shiori wants to. So Akari starts crying, but Minami grabs her by the chin and, well, Jiro's best friend, Kamo, accidentally sees the whole thing. Meanwhile, Shiori admits to Jiro that she wants to be mock married to him if he gets up to the top 10. Just then, Minami arrives and goes with her. Akari seems sad for some reason, so she goes home early. Kamo tells Jiro that he saw Akari and Minami kissing. Jiro becomes sad, but he pretends not to care. When he goes back home, he congratulates Akari for getting to kiss Minami, and he will support her, but she just laughs and says that they didn't kiss. Minami was just checking if she had dust in her eyes, and she suddenly starts crying, so Jiro comforts her. That night, Akari wears his shirt and becomes even more comfortable around him. She says that despite her popular girl image, she's not easy, and her kiss with Jiro is her first. Meanwhile, Shiori's best friend, Mei, urges her to take the initiative or Akari might end up winning Jiro's heart. Mei says that she just needs to be more confident. Meanwhile, Akari's friends also tell her that Jiro is a good person, and she should focus on him instead of simping over Minami. She goes to spend time with him, but he's actually doing class duties with Shiori and spending quality time together, so she gets a little upset and leaves. One day, Jiro tries to help Akari with her homework, but she'd rather fool around. She tries to seduce him and he resists her. They trip and he ends up on top of her. They both get turned on and things get intimate. They lean in to kiss each other, but Jiro suddenly starts bleeding. Their mood becomes lighthearted and they stop. For now. Seriously though, all this teasing is really getting to me. What do you guys think? Which one will Jiro finally end up with? One day Jiro is changing, but Akari barges on his naked ass with the midterm rankings. They have come 8th. The two of them become happy and get even closer now. Later, Shiori is struck by a football and she has to be taken to the infirmary. So Mei gives Jiro some snacks and forces him to take them to Shiori. Shiori says that she's too innocent, and she asks Jiro if she can practice kissing with him. Jiro blushes and says okay. Then they get down to business. Jiro grabs her shoulders and leans in, but Shiori gets nervous and says that it wouldn't be right since they're not married. Suddenly, Akari's friend enters the infirmary. She sees Jiro and Shiori's legs get intimate, thinking that they're doing the honka-honka, so she just leaves. In the confusion, Jiro falls on top of Shiori and they end up kissing. Jiro gets embarrassed and goes away, leaving Shiori confused. Meanwhile, Akari's friend goes to her and tells her what she saw. Akari gets sad and she goes home to find Jiro sleeping on the couch. She complains like a married woman but also take care of him. Then she removes her own clothes and sleeps next to him. When Jiro wakes up, he freaks out. Akari makes it worse by saying that they did the honka-honka last night. Jiro says that it was his first time. Akari is happy because this proves that Jiro did not do it with Shiori in the infirmary, so she reveals that she lied to him. The next day, Akari's friends secretly invite Minami and his friends to join them in the festival, but Minami had an emergency, so he couldn't come. Akari's confused with herself because she's apparently relieved that Minami did not come, but suddenly, she sees Minami and Shiori at the festival and they look wonderful together. She feels sad again. She goes home, falls right outside the door, and cries her heart out. Jiro finds her like this, so he wipes her tears and hugs her. Then they watch the fireworks together. Jiro also thinks about how he wants Akari to get together with Minami, but when she came back home, he was surprisingly relieved as well. Soon, their monthly results come out, but they've landed in the 13th position, meaning they'll be together for another month. Meanwhile, Minami realizes that Shiori has a crush on another boy. He tells her that she should quickly take the step forward or else she might end up losing the boy she likes. He tells her to have more confidence. That evening, she's returning from shopping when she runs into Jiro, and he wonders if this is how it would be if they were paired with each other. Suddenly, Shiori thanks him for giving her the experience of the kiss earlier. They almost end up kissing again, but some stupid cats disturb their mood. Thankfully, they still have some chance in the upcoming summer holidays. They will all be working for a short-term part-time job near the beach. Akari also has another way to celebrate summer vacation, by wearing a gorgeous bikini which is so skimpy that Jiro almost faints when she hugs him. But she says that this bikini is only for his eyes only. Then they all begin their work in a seaside cafe supervised by Minami. Akari gets to spend time with Minami. Meanwhile, Jiro and Shiori learn to make some drinks in the privacy of the kitchen, and the whole scene is, well, pretty sus to be honest. It ends up with cream getting on Shiori's face as she moans with shock. So, yeah. He wipes it off her and the mood becomes romantic. They almost kiss. But Akari's friends get in the way this time. The mood is ruined again. Later, they go to the beach. Akari has surprisingly put on another simpler bathing suit because, remember, she said that the hot bikini is for Jiro's eyes only. Later, some rowdy boys start hitting on Akari because they don't think that a simple-looking dude like Jiro would be dating a hot girl like Akari. So, Jiro pulls her into his arms and says that they're married. The boys get awkward and then leave. Akari thinks that Jiro is really cool here. That evening, Akari invites Jiro to a secret spot where she reveals the skimpy bikini that was meant for only him. She says that she's feeling sad because they've been distant from each other outside school. Suddenly, Shiori and Mei arrive there on an evening walk. so they have to hide in a cramped space in a lovemaking position. Shiori and Mei leave after a while, but Jiro ends up getting a heat stroke from all the heat, so Akari gets some people to carry him and he recovers. The next day, Akari teases him and says that whatever happened last night is a secret between husband and wife. Later, Kamo tells Jiro that they'll be participating in a test of courage, where girls often end up clinging to the boys. Perfect opportunity for Jiro to get close to Shiori. Kamo offers to rig the system so that Jiro will get paired up with Shiori. Jiro accepts. He also asks Kamo to pair Akari with Minami. That night, Akari gets scared easily, so Minami holds her hand to calm her down. Shiori also gets super scared, so she and Jiro come back easily. Meanwhile, Akari loses her phone and also gets separated from Minami, so the owners go to look for Akari, but Jiro also goes to look for her, leaving Shiori behind. Minami finally finds Akari. She accidentally calls Minami by Jiro's name. He smiles at her and he's supportive of her crush on Jiro. Meanwhile, Shiori also comes after Jiro with an umbrella. Poor girl. She informs him that Minami found Akari and he gets a little upset. Shiori starts believing that Jiro loves Akari, so she gets upset. So Jiro grabs her and they end up sharing a tender kiss under the lamppost. Elsewhere, Minami says that he's in love with someone else and it's not Shiori. He reveals a sad backstory, that he loved a woman but she ended up marrying his brother. And to make it worse, he accidentally saw them making love. Must have been traumatizing. Minami wishes her luck in winning Jiro's heart. The next day, Shiori is still hung up on her kiss with Jiro, but she still has some doubts because they're not married. Jiro is also confused about what to do next. One day they run into each other in a manga shop. Shiori invites him to her dorm to chill. Yeah, right. The only thing they'll be chilling will be Netflix and chilling. But for now, both of them are awkward with each other and don't know how to make the move. Suddenly they see a rainbow, so they take a picture together. Shiori also shows her a picture of them on the beach. In the photo, Akari's standing right next to Jiro and he starts having doubts. He was about to ask out Shiori, but he ends up not doing that and asks him out on a date. When they meet up, she asks him if she looks cute. She says that she dressed according to what Jiro likes. Then they go to a cute cafe and share tasty drinks and have cute pictures taken together. Suddenly they run into Shiori. Akari tells her that she's going to the temple to make a wish. Shiori asks to come along and asks if they can race there. Akari accepts. Then they dump all their belongings on Jiro and race up the road. On the way, they see various other couples in their life journeys from marriage to familyhood. Both girls reach the temple at the same time. Jiro also comes panting for breath. Then all three of them make a wish. In the post-credits scene, we see Jiro and Akari going about their married life, as usual. The new rankings come out and they have reached the top 10 along with Shiori and Minami. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.